nostalgia critic, I remember it, so you don't have to. So I haven't done a top 11 list in a while. And so I thought I would do my top 11 favorite South Park episodes.
You better have all the episodes.
Stop! Just gonna tell you right now, straightforward, there's a very strong chance that I will not have your favorite South Park episode on this list. And you know what? Who can blame me? It's fucking South Park! And that's really quite an accomplishment. With most shows people love, fans can usually pick their top 15 or even 20. But with South Park, it's like top 30 or top 50. That's how many good episodes there are. And with them making their way up to their 17th season, they show no sign of getting less clever, less raunchy, and most importantly, less funny. They always know what subject to tackle, how to tackle it, and how to get the biggest laugh. But inevitably, we have to ask which ones are the best. Which ones stand out with the best jokes, best parodies, or even best messages. They're tough to sort out, but I think I figured my top 11 favorite. Why top 11? Because I like to go one step beyond. So, sit back and enjoy the top 11 best South Park episodes.
Well, cause I'm the bitch, she's a big fat bitch, she's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a stupid bitch, and everyone's a bitch, she's a bitch to all the boys and girls. Have you ever met my friend Cosmom? She's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a mean old bitch, and she has stupid hair, she's a bitch, 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 she's a stupid bitch.
Number 11.
She's a dirty bitch.
Christian hard rock. With the internet growing in popularity, there were still so many questions about what was ethical and what wasn't. What was harmful stealing and what was innocent fun. And this episode exposed a lot of the overhyped bullshit for what it was. The boys start their own band, Moops, then decide to get online music for inspiration. Little did they know though that they were tapping into the worst crime humanity could possibly perform. At least, that's what the poor, starving musicians who already made millions of dollars say.
Here you see the loving family of Master P. Next week is his son's birthday, and all he's ever wanted is an island in French Polynesia.
So, he's gonna get it, right?
I see an island without an owner.
We're sorry, we'll never download music for free again.
The boys are so blown away at what a terrible crime this is that they decide to stop playing in protest to protect their music, and become symbols for other big-name artists who decide not to play. Never realizing that Cartman, who has started his own fake Christian rock band, which it turns out is very easy, all you do is replace the word girl in any love song with God, is making tons of money because there's nobody else to listen to, forcing him to become a success while the other boys sit and do nothing, leading them to sum up the position of any artist perfectly.
But why play if we're not gonna make millions of dollars?
Because that's what real artists do. People are always gonna find a way to copy our music and swap it for free. If we're real musicians, then we should just play and be stoked that so many people are listening.
Besides, maybe our songs would have gotten downloaded for free, but if they were good songs, then people still would have bought tickets to see our band in concert.
We're not striking anymore! Who's with us?
We're just about the money.
Yeah.
Oh.
This episode not only has great commentary, but it's another example of keeping your eye off the prize and doing what you love simply because you love doing it. And with poorly written bill after poorly written bill trying to get passed in Congress to show the evils of the internet, I think this is an argument that won't be going away anytime soon. It's another great reminder to artists that if you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Man must learn to think of these horrible outcomes before he acts selfishly, or else recording artists will be forever doomed to a life of only semi-luxury.
Number 10. Britney's new look. The boys are shocked at how much attention Britney Spears is getting in the media, interrupting political debates, important news stories, and sucking every common person's attention. And the news about her is not really that interesting either. She just does something stupid that in no way affects the world, but the world, for some reason, thinks that it does. And they hunt her down, trying to exploit what a pathetic blood-sucking creature she is, never realizing that they themselves are turning into the pathetic blood-sucking creatures. Even after she pushes herself to the limit shooting herself, people still want to be in on the shit that nobody should care about. It talks about the obsession with celebrities our society has. But South Park asks the important question, Who the fuck cares? There's no doubt that people love bullshit, but this episode says, for the love of God, get a fucking life and stop thinking how you can live through others. It's like that show, TMZ. You know, the worst humanity has ever put on in the history of the human race. So terrible that I hate getting a clip to show you because I feel like getting the footage is giving them a fraction of support, and that makes me feel like the devil. That fucking bad. And yet people still watch them like they're saying something important when all they're doing is praying somebody will blow their brains out to preserve whatever measly shreds of journalistic decency they have left.
Jesus.
This episode exploits that showing when... Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go on a little longer. Fuck this show! If you're actually dumb enough to watch past the first 2 seconds without realizing it's sucking whatever intelligence you had, then you deserve your purgatory of rubbing tabloids on your genitalia, thinking you're getting laid and claiming to others that you know how the world works when really you're just crying your virgin ass to sleep every night while eating your Dorito and Captain Crunch sandwiches. No, seriously, you stab God every time you see this show. You rape a kitten every time you don't turn the channel. Fuck this show! Not a fan. This episode displays a lot of similar issues that were also brought up in Raising the Bar. And while that was a great episode, I felt this one did the obsession with horseshit not only first, but better. For whatever reason, there will always be a crowd for this stupid stuff. And as long as there is, this episode will always hold relevance. Unlike some other pieces of shit. Seriously, whoever's watching it, sleep with something. For your own good. Number 9. Cancelled. Satire often shows the flaws of human nature, but once in a while it can get its humor from the idea that maybe we've been doing better than we thought. Like, we've actually been holding up when given the circumstances we're put in. And this episode plays around with that idea. Sort of. It starts off eerily similar to the very first episode. In fact, it's exact.
That wasn't a dream, Cartman. Those were visitors.
No, it's just a dream. My mom said so.
Visitors are real. They... Wait a minute. This has all happened before.
Yeah, this does seem really familiar.
But then they realize they're reliving the same events as before and discover that the aliens who implanted the satellite in him from the first episode have returned. This of course raises the question, why was the satellite there to begin with? Well, it turns out Earth is part of an intergalactic reality show. The idea revolving around what happens when various people and animals all live on one planet.
Our planet is just a reality TV show?
Well, you don't think the whole universe works the way Earth does, do you? No! One species, one planet. There's a planet of deer, planet of Asians, and so on. We put them all together on Earth and the whole universe tunes in to watch the fun!
This immediately creates conflict, violence, drama, which of course equals entertainment. But the problem is people are suddenly made aware of its existence. So because of the fear of it not being as fun anymore, the show is in danger of being cancelled, resulting in Earth's destruction. So the boys had to convince the aliens that mankind is still violent, still crazy, and still has the need to keep world peace as far away from them as possible. So they can be renewed for another season and the Earth doesn't have to be destroyed. They had to promote the worst of humanity in order to save the best of humanity. Not only is it a great callback to the first episode, but it's also both the most optimistic and pessimistic combination you can imagine, turning the mere act of existing into a form of business and entertainment. This episode shows clearly not only what's good TV, but what keeps it good TV.
I'm sure you'll see that if you give our world time, it will become even more outrageous and violent.
Number 8. Pokemon. Let's face it, whether you love Pokemon or just didn't fucking understand it, there was no ignoring the impact that it was having. Kids everywhere became obsessed, making the anime style bigger than it had ever been in the past. So this is Trey and Matt's very adult outsider look on the phenomenon. And as someone who's going into college by the time this shit became popular and didn't follow it at all, I can guarantee it got most people's reaction to it.
Now you can collect them all. Furry cat, donkey trunk, penguin, shoe, lamb toy. Collect them all and you can become Royal Crown Chimpoko Master.
Chimpocomon is super you-love toy #1.
So, through trying to understand the show and why it's so damn weird, the parents discover a plot from the Japanese to brainwash all of America's kids, forming an army to conquer the world. This not only mocked the intense fandom of children at the time, but also how diabolical marketing can be. And that with the right combination of crazy-ass ideas, can form an empire of epic proportions. Even to world domination, apparently. Just look at this subtle propaganda.
Have to buy a ticket. I have to buy one a ticket. I got to buy.
Saturday and Sunday. You can't wait to go!
It was just a great what the fuck reaction to all the adults trying to understand what their kids are watching. And that as much as we like to push good, intelligent programming on them, kids are always gonna like something stupid too. It's just the way of life.
Someday I will collect all the Chimpokemon, then I will fight the evil power that will reveal itself once all the Chimpokemon are collected. Oh.
No, Kitty, you can't have these chicken tenders because they are mine and I keep mine to myself.
It was great seeing the oddness of children's anime shows being mocked so well, but this would of course raise the question, what about adult anime? Well, join me in number 7.